don't really eat cereal. Not really a fan, really. I feel like the only cereal I ever want to eat is the sugary type, and you know, it's just full of calories. It's not really thinking about something I really think I should do. I'm more a fan of eggs. I really like eggs with bagels. Just it's kind of the perfect breakfast. Well, I think I could talk about what I've recently started listening to when I'm working out. Is definitely a lot of dubstep. It gets you really pumped up and in the zone. And of course, I'll go running, lifting weights, really doing anything where you have to exert yourself. And Skrillex is just the best. Can't beat that. No, actually, I make fun of people who are scared of airplanes. You know, they always give you that statistic. You know, you're more likely to die in a car accident than crashing in an airplane. But you know, everybody gets a little bit of the jitters when you're taking off, and your stomach starts to drop. But I really don't mind at all. Kind of fun, you know. Sometimes, I guess, you know, after you've been on enough time, just loses that novelty a bit. I'm a big fan. It sounds like I'm 12 years old right now, but I'm a big fan of pizza. Pizza will never get old. No matter how much pizza you have, you can never get enough. And I feel like coming from New York, we have the best pizza. Can't beat it. And I will have pizza regularly for the rest of my life. Ooh, well, you know, when I'm home, it's every week. So my mom's the one changing my sheets. But in college, I go. It's for like a month. I don't think that's too bad. I know some people who just like didn't change it the entire semester. That's pretty damn gross. And but I did my best to not be completely disgusting and to go without washing. I'm a person who loves to be neat, but is generally too lazy. Like I have like lazy OCD. Like sometimes like I'll get in the mood, I'll just like clean up everything in my room and just not be able to stop until it's completely clean. But then for 3 months I won't do anything at all, just because I'm too lazy to start it, and it'll just be a disaster area. I feel like every philosophy in some way has some utilitarian aspects to it, and I'm a big fan of simplicity when you're talking about morals or philosophy, and it's just so simple and attractive in that respect that you can't get too far away from it. I know like the opposite is I forget the technical word for it, but Kant and his philosophy was, you know, morals should be based on actions, not their consequences. But I think that's just stupid. Why? I mean, why? I just think it's completely counterintuitive to base what you're going to choose to do on how what you're doing and not their consequences, because the consequences are what you live through and what eventually ends up mattering in the long run. I just say no. Nothing to, yeah. If I've ever been trying to impress a girl, I've stuck to the same stuff, I think. Yeah, I think me personally, I've always been I've never been one of the guys to be doing like crazy dangerous stunts or anything like that to impress girls. No, I think that's where the question was hinting at, stuff like that. But No, not really. I think, at least right now in today's political climate, I think that the budget and the deficit and the federal debt is currently the most thing of most striking importance right now. I don't consider myself a Republican at all or conservative, but as far as fiscal policy goes, I think the idea that it's all permissible to have a deficit on a regular basis every single year is just absurd, and that we continue to spend more than we have is just absolutely insane. Of course, I mean, I just took an economics class, an introductory economics class at college in my freshman year, and I guess I maybe at least appreciate how important it is that in times of recession that you do need to sometimes spend a lot more. You need to increase government expenditures so that you can get the economy going. But that our government has for decades just been continually spending and spending with no end in sight. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And I think right now both parties are trying their best to come out with a workable plan. But even then, that I think the Republicans, you get first, they're normally considered the fiscally conservative ones. That they, I might not be correct on this, but that their plan most recently wouldn't even have the deficit being eliminated until the end of this decade. Even that just sounds absurd. I mean, I think we need to eliminate the deficit. I mean, maybe as soon as the economic recovery gets a little bit more underway, we could do this, but that the deficit shouldn't be eliminated immediately, and so that the debt can be reduced. I think that should be the most immediate policy action. See, I don't want to sound too terrible, but I feel like I would get drunk, smoke a lot of weed, go to a bar, try and hook up with as many girls as possible, and see, I don't know, I guess just try to go out with a bang. I feel like life in general is about like on a day-to-day basis is about doing what you need to do so that you can survive in the future, like working and maybe like, you know, being healthy so that in the future you could be better off, and then dedicating time for enjoying the day itself. And feel like once you're here, you're gonna die in the near future. And it's all about, it's like, screw all that, just do whatever you can to enjoy the minute and the time then. So I'd probably, well, and then I feel like that's how I can most enjoy that time. I think the first necessary quality, and if everybody looks for it, whether they acknowledge it or not, is of course they have to be fun to be around. You're not gonna have a best friend who's just like kind of boring. Then of course, I think naturally I try to find someone, not really try to find, but I mean I just would not end up being friends with someone who didn't have the quality that they share a lot of the same values as me. They look at the world the same way as me. Definitely would kind of annoy me if they weren't, like, once we were friends, that they weren't loyal. Not really, I guess. I think loyal, I don't know the right word, but that, you know, like you want a friend that's actually a friend, of course. I think that's about it, really.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.